to Friday's Daily Mail, where Palestinian activists have won a great victory for Gaza, shutting down a British primary school pool.
Head teacher slams malicious lies on social media, claiming Palestine student 8 was bullied by teachers. So this is Berkeley Primary School in Leighton, which is in Waltham Forest, a borough of London, has been engulfed in a row after a TikTok video alleging that an 8-year-old pupil was bullied by teachers for being Palestinian, viewed by over 250,000 people. That's not strictly true. The kid was not bullied at all. He wasn't bullied.
According to the school, they put out a thing saying there was an external investigation, there was no bullying. Yeah.
So there is a little bit more context to this. It started on Mufti Day, which was the Children Need Day, where some of the children brought in Palestinian flags as their way of celebrating Children Need, which is, I think, misguided at best. And the school have tried to be apolitical on this. And the reason the school has found it very difficult to be apolitical on this in this first instance is because they're taking no side in this war, but they immediately took the side of Ukraine in the Ukraine-Russian war. So anybody on the opposite side of the argument can say, well, hang on a minute, well, we never taught our kids anything about Russia or Ukraine, but they came home with a Ukrainian flag tied to their back, you know, celebrating all things Ukrainian. So whilst I believe that there is no evidence that there was any anti-Palestine sentiment at all within the school, I can understand why they feel like they've got some sort of moral victory.
Well, this is it, because this was all from a TikTok that, like you say, has got sort of tens of thousands of views, which turns out to be essentially lies by someone also, by the way, who's posted homophobic content in the past. But of course, let's overlook the left's inability to inconvenient truth there. But actually, I've read a few different reports on this. Supposedly, it's not really anything to do with this flag at all. The reason why letters were initially sent home to these 8 families of these 1,200 students there is because of stuff that was being said by the students. And there was even an earlier case where the mother was posting inappropriate stuff on parent WhatsApp groups. And that's what started it. And they had to sort of warn, look, if you're going to go down this line and if the kids are going to come in and talk about this stuff, genocide and whatnot, then we have a legal obligation, which they do, to bring in prevent. So this idea that's been all made about this flag and whatnot is misleading. And let's move forward now to the protests in front of school. We have a school that is being closed down 2 days early before Christmas. 1,200 students out, Lewis. I mean, this is not right to kowtow to the mob, right?
Yeah, well, you've left out the most important element, which is this is what happens when you have multiculturalism and not the melting pot as if we have it in America, with the idea you've got little groups of people all melting together in a stew. You have an area where there's a lot of people who believe in the same thing. It's almost their own independent country. So they feel emboldened and empowered, and it can cause dissent with other groups of people.
Well, OK, the point, we've not necessarily had issues with multiculturalism like this before.